Howdy do you? This is John, and today we are talking about the death of Robin Hood, a new movie out in theaters right now. And in the death of Robin Hood, it deals with Robin Hood during his final days. He goes to this place to heal from wounds he received, only to find himself also having to protect Lil Jon's daughter. Some stuff happens, and we have a movie, and it's kind of uneventful. So to get things started, first and foremost, what I liked about the movie. I honestly think that Hugh Jackman should have played Robin Hood a long time ago, because, he's one of those type of actors that as soon as you hear it, you just know he's going to be good. Especially when you deal with the dark, gritty version of Robin Hood, like in this movie. Jackman, his performance is definitely aided by the fact that he played other dark, gritty characters in the past, most notably Wolverine. But he plays Robin Hood, in this very, likable but also brutal kind of way. This isn't the lighthearted fox from the Disney movie that robbed the rich to feed the poor, even though technically he didn't do that. He technically stole stolen tax money. But anyway, this isn't that kind of Robin Hood. The filmmakers who made this movie, instead of, dealing with the more modern, traditional Robin Hood story, they decided to go with the Robin Hood that first showed up in, I think, the 14th century. Robin Hood back then was not, the guy who would steal stolen tax money and give it back to the poor. He was a bandit. He was a murderer. He was a thief. The story of Robin Hood's just simply changed a lot over the centuries. Instead of, like I said, going with the more modern Robin Hood, they decided to go all the way back to the original with this movie. He's a bandit, he's a thief, he's a murderer. And like I said, I think Hugh Jackman just excels at this version, this take on Robin Hood. I also liked Bill Skarsgård as Lil Jon, and Jodie Comer plays this nun, who again I liked. Another thing I did enjoy about this film is, visually speaking, this is a very good looking movie. The cinematographer for this film was on point. He understood the best shots for this movie were. He understood how they should be lit, how they should be framed, the whole 9 yards. Again, it's a very, very good looking movie. I also really enjoyed the music. I think that the music in this film, part of the reason why it works is because they used actual instruments from this era instead of, going with something a lot more modern, which still would be fine. But instead, they made music in the style that music of this era would be like. That being said, I do need to address the elephant in the room, which is, even though this is based on an actual written story about Robin Hood, yeah, it's not only not very accurate, but what they took from it would have added so much to this movie. One of the themes of this film is redemption. Robin Hood trying to redeem himself, because he was an anti-hero. This version of Robin Hood is an anti-hero, not an actual hero. And there's one key thing in this story. This assassin named Red Roger, I think it is. They kept the guy in the film, Robin would have gotten his redemption. But instead, Red Roger is completely cut out of this movie. And instead, what you actually end up having is this long, slow, boring, uneventful film. The lead up, to Robin going to this church to get special healing, that's actually very good. But once he got there, long, slow, boring, and uneventful. I really do think they should have kept Red Roger in this movie, because not only would Robin have gone the redemption, but also would have kept things very intense while he is here. Like, have Red Roger be one of the patients, have him just, standing there waiting, waiting for the right moment to strike Robin, and Robin knows it. Or even better, have him start, offing people at this place and blaming Robin. That would have been so much better than first half of the movie, typical Robin Hood stuff going on. Second half, long, slow, boring, sad. So guys, at the end of the day, this movie, it is completely undone by one thing. Just this one thing that completely unravels the entire movie and turns it from what would have been a dark, gritty, but satisfying Robin Hood movie to a long, slow, boring, and uneventful Robin Hood movie. By them just removing this one character from the story, they just completely ruined the entire movie, which, that is one of the prime idiotic mistakes that you should not make while making a movie or adapting a story. It's just as bad and just as stupid as the Lightning Thief movie removing Ares from that story. It completely butchers every good element of the movie. And like I said, this film had a lot of potential, but instead, no. One huge, significant mistake turns what could have been a great Robin Hood movie into a bad one. I'm going to give The Death of Robin Hood a 4. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget, I also have a secondary channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember,